said is Rosa. The most important thing when we want to speak any language is that we speak correctly. The same way, when we are speaking in English, it's really very important that we speak correct English. And how we are going to make a language correct? It's always the agreement between the subject and the verb. In a clear sense, when the subject is singular, the verb should be singular, and when the subject is plural, the verb obviously should be plural. Now, the thing arises, a confusion arises when we have the subject in the form of a pronoun. Now, there are two kinds of pronoun. They are definite pronoun and the indefinite pronoun. Definite pronoun, now the name itself suggests that when we are talking about definite pronoun, we are talking about the definite person or person, place or something like that. So it's like definite pronoun are like I, he, she, it. Now these are all the singular definite pronoun, and obviously it is going to take a singular verb. Then we have the plural definite pronouns like we, they, you sometimes, which is going to take a plural verb. So here we have a list of definite pronoun. So the singular one, the singular definite pronoun are I, you, he, she, it, which are going to take a singular verb, and the plural one are we, they and you sometimes. Now you is like, sometimes it is considered as a singular and sometimes it's a plural. So these are the definite pronouns which are going to take a plural verb. Now the confusion arises when the pronoun is in the indefinite form. So now there are a lot of indefinite pronouns. So indefinite pronoun, there are three different kinds like how we are going to use the indefinite pronoun. Some indefinite pronouns are such which is always going to consider, which are always going to consider as plural. So it is going to take a plural verb. Some indefinite pronouns are going to be considered as singular, which are always going to take a singular verb. And there are five very important and the most tricky indefinite pronouns, which are like it can be sometimes singular or plural. So let's have a look at the indefinite pronouns. So as I told you, there are a lot of indefinite pronouns, and here we have the plural indefinite pronoun. So which are they? Both, several, few, many, others. So whenever we have this indefinite pronouns in the sentences, and it's very clear when we say about both, it's very clear that we are not talking about a single person, we are talking about two people. Okay, so it's very clear that it is plural and it is obviously going to take a plural verb. Like for example, both of them are playing. Okay, are playing. Now are is making the sentence plural. It's a plural verb. Same way, several of the customers are buying goods. So are buying goods. Same way, a few of them were present. So few of them were present. Were is a plural verb. Same way, many of them are there, or many of them were there. Okay. So the next kind is a singular pronoun, singular indefinite pronoun, which is always going to take a singular verb. So which are they? They are somebody, someone, something, everybody, everyone, everything, anybody, anyone, anything, nobody, no one, nothing, another, each, either, every, much, and neither. Now this is a little bit confusing because when we have a sentence, like for example, if you frame a sentence using like everybody is present. Okay, so when I say everybody, the thing that comes in your mind is like we're talking about everybody, it's a large group of people. But please keep in mind, even though it's a group of people, we are going to consider that group of people as one. So we are not considering each person in the group, but it is like whole as a one. So as it is whole as a one, we are going to use a singular verb. So everybody is present. Everyone is present, or everyone is here. Everyone is there. So it's a bit tricky, but you have now, as I told you, the list is long, and I request you all to please keep in mind. So when you want to speak correct English, you have to keep in mind these are the singular indefinite pronoun, and you have to remember the list, and you have to always keep in mind that these are going to take the singular verb. Next, the most important thing, a little bit more tricky, as I told you, are the five most important indefinite pronoun. And why I say it's a little tricky is because it may be sometimes singular or it may be sometimes plural. So which are they? Let's have a look at it. They are most, all, none, any, some. And in today's class we are going to focus on this five tricky indefinite pronoun, and we are going to make it clear how or when we are going to use this five pronoun in a singular form and when we are going to use it as a plural form. So as I told you, it is sometimes singular and sometimes plural. So how we are going to make it final that in this sentences these pronouns are going to take a singular verb or a plural verb. Now it depends upon the remaining part of the sentence. It depends upon the remaining part of the sentence, or the word that follows, or the word that comes after this indefinite pronoun in the sentence. So let's have a look at a few sentences which is going to make this concept a little bit much more clearer for us. So here I have got a few sentences where I have used the five most tricky. And which are the five most tricky pronouns? Indefinite pronoun. They are most, all, none, any, some. So we are going to have, I already have this in the form of some sentences. So we look at the sentences and make it clear when they are singular and when they are in the plural form. So let's start. In the beginning I have started with a very easy sentence so that the concept should be very clear for you. So the sentence is like most of the magazine is interesting. So why it's like as I told you in the beginning itself, whenever it's a singular subject, the verb should be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. And now here we have magazine. Now magazine it's one magazine. We are talking about one magazine. So it's very clear, it's singular. So it's going to take a singular verb. So most of the magazine is interesting. Is singular. Okay. So here next we have like most of the magazines. So when we are saying magazines, it's very clear, it's plural. The subject is plural. The word that follows the subject, the indefinite pronoun. Most is the indefinite pronoun, and the thing that follows the indefinite pronoun is magazine. And magazines are plural in this sentence, so we are going to use a plural verb. Now when we are talking about, when we are having a little bit confusion about the indefinite pronoun, these five tricky pronouns, the first thing you should know about the countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so it's more of the thing, it's dependent upon the countable and uncountable noun. I hope it's very clear to you what's countable and uncountable. There are some words in English like which we feel like it's like countable, but it's not. Like there are some uncountable nouns like furniture, luggage, information. So these are all uncountable nouns. Now the very important thing, please keep in mind, whenever you have an uncountable noun in the sentence, it will always taken as singular. So uncountable nouns are always considered as singular. So as it is considered as singular, obviously the verb that follows also should be singular. Yes, exactly. Now in the first sentence, the magazine, the word magazine is countable. So when it is countable, it is, as I told you, when it is uncountable, it's directly singular. No need of thinking about that. But when it is countable, you have to look into it. you have to decide it's a singular or a plural. On that basis, you are going to finalize the verb. Now let's look at the third sentence. All of the food was delicious. All of the food was delicious. So now why do we have was, although it's like all? The sentence, it looks like plural, but still we are using a singular verb. And that's because of the uncountable noun. As I told you, uncountable noun is always considered as singular and it will take a singular verb. So in this sentence we have, food, and food is the uncountable noun and it is going to take a singular verb. Now next look at the next sentences. All of the desserts were delicious. So now what do you mean by desserts? Desserts, yes, it's a sweet dish that we have often after a meal, that we relish upon the sweet dish. It's something like pudding or anything that we have after the meal. So it's dessert. So when I'm talking about all of the desserts were delicious. So now desserts, as I told you, it's countable. So as it is countable, so we have to look into it. If it is countable, whether it is singular or plural. So it's S-O here, which shows that it's more than one dessert. So it's plural and a plural verb follows. Okay. So when I'm talking about food, it was uncountable, so it took a singular verb. Then when I'm talking about desserts, it's countable and it is plural, so we are taking a plural verb. Next. Most of the furniture was expensive. Yes, can you find some uncountable noun over there? Yes, it's furniture. As I already told you, furniture is an uncountable noun. So uncountable noun will take a singular verb. So most of the furniture was singular, was expensive. Okay. Next, most of the tables were expensive. Now, when I talk about furniture, it was an uncountable noun. But when I talk about like chair, table, door, these are all countable. We can count. Okay, there are 5 tables in this room. There is a big table in my bedroom. Okay, so in that case, we can count. Tables are countable. So when we have a countable noun, we have to find out whether it is singular or plural, and on that basis, we are going to finalize the verb. Here we have a plural countable noun. We are using a plural verb. Okay, so when I am talking about furniture, it's singular. Tables, it's plural. Next, none of the equipment was delivered. Now, once again, equipment. Now, equipment is uncountable noun, and uncountable noun is going to take a singular verb. Very clear. So, none of the equipment was delivered, was singular. Equipment uncountable. Okay. The same way we are going to take when we say none of the computers were delivered. So, when I talk about computers, it is countable. We can count computers. Okay, we have our computer at home. We have 10 computers in our computer lab. So, computers are countable where equipments are uncountable. So, when we have a countable noun, it is, so now please don't get confused like countable noun is always going to take a plural verb. It's not like that. See, just look at the first sentence. Now, we have like even magazine and here, it's both the thing, it's countable, isn't it? But still, it's the first sentence we are using magazine is, and then the next sentence we are using magazines are. So please don't get confused that countable nouns are always plural. It's not. Countable, whenever we have a countable noun, it is, we have to find out whether it is in the singular form or in the plural form. Here I have taken the contrast and I have taken all the countable nouns into plural form only to make the concept clear. Okay. Next. Was any of his advice helpful? Now, in this in mind that it is not, as I told you, it is not the word that follows the indefinite pronoun. It's like means the verb, the sentence itself is starting with the verb. Okay, so why it is? Because it's a question sentence. These two are question sentence, and here in this sentences I have started the sentence with the verb itself. So the indefinite pronoun is like following the verb. Okay, so here any is a definite pronoun, and can you find the uncountable noun? Advise. Exactly. Advise is an uncountable noun, and uncountable noun singular verb is having was. Okay. Next, were any of his ideas helpful? Now ideas are countable, and as it is countable, and here in the sentence we have in the plural form, so we are going to use a plural verb. So were any of his ideas helpful? Okay. Next, some of the information is important. Uncountable noun, information, and it is going to take a singular verb, is. So it is going to be like some of the information is important. Okay. Then we have some of the lectures. Some of the lectures are important. Now lectures are countable, we can count, and here we have the countable noun in the plural form, so it's going to take a plural verb. So the thing that you have to keep in mind with these examples, I only want to tell you is uncountable nouns are only going to take a singular verb, but countable nouns you have to find out whether it is in the singular form or in the plural form, and on that basis we are going to finalize the easy. So let's have a small test over the learning. Here are a few sentences which I would like you all to please solve it for your own self and check your answers with me later. Okay. So these are the blanks where we are going to fill it up with singular or a plural verb, that is or are. As you know, is a singular verb and are is a plural verb. The first one. Some of the members blank absent. Some of the members is absent, are absent. Obviously, we have members over here. It's countable and it is in the plural form. So it is going to take a plural verb. Exactly. Some of the members are absent. Next. None of the students dash injured. Now when we look at the word none, a thing comes in our mind that it may be a singular or a plural, but please keep your eye over the word, the noun, that is students. So students, it is plural, it's countable. Students is countable, student is countable, and it is in the plural form. So again it is going to take a plural verb. So none of the students are injured. Good. Next, dash any of your luggage missing. Blank, any of your luggage missing. So now, can you find any uncountable noun over there? Yes, exactly. Luggage is an uncountable noun, and there is only one rule for uncountable noun. It's going to take a singular verb. So it is any of your luggage missing. Okay. So here in this case, if I say like that, blank any of your suitcases missing. So as I told you, luggage is uncountable. We are going to take it. We are going to consider it as a singular. We are going to take already taken a singular verb. But in case of luggage, if I have suitcases, now suitcases are countable. So if it is it should be are. Are any of your suitcases missing? Or is any of your suitcase missing? Okay. Next. Most of my homework dash blank done. Most of my homework blank done. Yes. Once again, homework is an uncountable noun and it is directly going to take a singular verb. So most of my homework is done. Exactly. Next sentence. Some bread dash fragrant. What do you mean by fragrant? Yes, fragrant means something which is like sweet smelling, like aroma, a pleasant smell. Okay. So here what is the sentence? Some bread dash fragrant. Now bread is an uncountable noun and as it is uncountable noun, it is going to take a singular verb. Great. Next, dash any of my answers incorrect? Any guess? Dash any of my answers incorrect? Yes, a big clue, answers, countable, and it is in the plural form, so it should be plural. So it should be, are any of my answers incorrect? Great. Next, all learning dash useful. All learning is useful. Or all learning are useful. Any guess? Yes, exactly. Learning is uncountable and uncountable is going to take a singular verb. So all learning is useful. Next, most films dash a waste of time. Most films dash a waste of time. Film is a countable noun and here in the sentence we have the plural form. So we are going to use a plural verb. Exactly. So most films are a waste of time. Let's move to the next sentence. None of the seafood dash fresh. None of the seafood is fresh. Are fresh. It is. Here we have seafood and seafood is again uncountable noun. It's a non-countable noun and it is going to take a singular verb. So it is none of the seafood is fresh. Next. All your friends dash safe. Very clear. It's like friends. Friends is countable. And when it is countable, you see the plural form over here. So all your friends are safe. So all your friends are safe and it is really a very good news, and I hope you all are safe over there at home. Please wash your hands every now and then, as you know the pandemic that we are going through nowadays. So keep yourself clean, stay home, stay safe and happy learning.